They say it's not a bird, it's not a plane, but it is a topic of conversation and concern.
What the heck is going on?
Increasingly, more reports of drone sightings over the East Coast.
There's the drone. He's been there for about 15 minutes now. There's stuff spraying out of them.
Alright, so unless you've been living under a rock, there are drones, UFOs, the size of school buses in our airspace right now. Everyone is concerned, and honestly, I don't blame them. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a deep dive into everything surrounding this drone timeline. We're going to cover FBI and police response, news response, and also I will be showing you guys some videos of drones that have been recorded literally hours ago of me recording this video. Get ready, this is crazy. This isn't a conspiracy, guys. This is as real as it gets, and honestly, I completely understand why everyone's freaking out, and the people want answers. So if you guys could do me a favor, please leave a like on this video, and also subscribe to this channel, because by the time you're watching this, I will be on the way to New Jersey. I will be camping out and doing live streams in the hotspots where people claim that these drones have been sighted, and all the other strange occurrences that I will be covering in today's video. So you don't want to miss this, guys, so make sure you're subscribed. But before that, let's take a look at this first video that kind of explains everything. Also, guys, one last thing. Please comment your thoughts and theories down in the comment section below. I'm genuinely curious as to what you guys think about all of this, or even if you've experienced something, if you're from these areas and you've seen these with your own eyes, or you have footage of it, please let me know. I'd love to get in communication with you. All right, here we go.
Millions of Americans have their eyes to the sky trying to unwrap a mystery. Ever since Thanksgiving, there have been thousands of reported drone sightings, mostly in the skies over New Jersey. Now those sightings have spread. Reports of flying objects have cropped up in half a dozen states in the Northeast.
I do want to mention something because I am from the Northeast. I live in upstate New York, and the Northeast at this time of the year gets absolutely freezing. And if anyone's ever used a drone before, you know that weather definitely affects drones. So whatever is out there flying for very long periods of time in this sort of cold has to be some very high level equipment, to say the least. So just keep that in mind as we go through all of these videos for the rest of this video.
Even here in New York City. And now what was a curiosity is raising some alarm among some federal officials.
The FBI and Homeland Security Department have said these objects do not pose a threat to the public. In fact, some law enforcement officials believe they aren't drones, but planes or helicopters that are being mistaken for unmanned aircrafts. But despite that, some high-ranking elected leaders are demanding answers to what the objects are and who's controlling them.
All right, guys, so we have to be honest with ourselves here. We have to understand when something is being covered up or when we're just straight up being lied to. And this is definitely one of those instances. So apparently these don't pose a threat. However, there's no information surrounding them. And obviously people are afraid when something like this happens and it's covered on every single news outlet possible. Mass hysteria takes place. Everyone's freaking out, especially in that area. You probably want to let people know, like, okay, this is what it is. Boom. However, it's not going to be helicopters just flying over singles. They don't look like helicopters in the slightest. Yeah, just something to keep in mind. Let's carry on.
In the dark of night, the number of reported drone sightings in at least 6 East Coast states is now more than 3,000 and counting.
We saw blinking, like lots of blinking things up in the sky to the south, right over the ocean.
In New Jersey, unexplained drone activity was reported above a naval weapons station, while farther north, the FAA ordered temporary flight restrictions prohibiting drones over Picatinny Arsenal, where armament research is conducted, and over a Trump golf club.
There's one right above us.
But no one is sure how the oversized drones, some reported to be the size of cars, got there. At the White House, the National Security Communications Advisor offered this.
Many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully.
And a local sheriff seemed to...
Okay. Many are. What about the ones that aren't? And I completely understand that. Sorry, guys, by the way, if I cough throughout this video, I'm dealing with pneumonia. It's on its way out, but just, please understand. There's a lot going on here that a lot of people are trying to almost discredit as, it's just it's just this, but there's always more to the story. And they can say, oh, some of them are, military operated, or some of them are, U.S. owned, and, there's nothing to be worried about. But what about the others that aren't? What about the others that are literally in strange shapes with like 3 points, and they don't look like helicopters. They don't look like any sort of like jet, So what are we dealing with here? The thing is, this is what people are looking for. They're looking for answers. It's all people want. But
credit the credibility of a covert operation.
If they didn't put their lights on, no one would be looking, right?
Right.
They're putting their lights so they want you to see.
But some politicians want to know more.
The fact that the federal agencies responsible for briefing the public have not come forward in a clear way is unacceptable.
Yesterday, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy wrote a letter to President Biden asking for federal resources to figure out what's going on. And senators from New York and New Jersey signed a joint letter to the FBI, FAA, and Department of Homeland Security.
If you don't know whose it is and who's flying it, you have to take it down.
Well, that sentiment from New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand echoed by President-elect Donald Trump. He posted on Truth Social that the government should let the public know what the objects are or shoot them down. Experts caution the public should not take matters into their own hands. Shooting down a drone or any aircraft is a federal crime.
We're actually going to be covering that later because people have actually been shooting at these drones, like themselves, with their own guns, which is crazy. But yeah, we'll be covering that as well. It's just so crazy, the severity of what is going on. This is getting into the president's hands, the FBI's hands, and it makes you wonder, like, where is this going to go from here? Because if this has been happening since Thanksgiving, and right now we're in mid-December, we still don't have answers. How long will this go along? I don't know if you guys remember, but almost an exact year ago from today, there was the Miami Mall alien situation, right? And everyone kind of brushed it off as just like, oh, it's just 70 police car units. Kids were fighting. Right. Anywho, let's continue.
They say it's not a bird, it's not a plane, but it is a topic of conversation and concern.
What the heck is going on?
Increasingly, more reports of drone sightings over the East Coast.
I mean, guys, look at that. That looks so strange. It looks like a fidget spinner. Like, what are we looking at here? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that's flying like that? You can't tell me that's a helicopter. You can't tell me that's a jet. So, what are we looking at? That's the thing. And why? Why for these prolonged periods of time? And
most recently, Staten Island, New York. Elected officials pointed the finger at the federal government.
I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are.
For weeks, residents in New Jersey have seen the mysterious objects overhead.
We saw blinking, like lots of blinking things up in the sky to the south, right over the ocean.
Thursday, National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby said the government has not been able to corroborate any of the reported sightings and said there's no evidence they pose a security risk. Now, residents in Indiana are seeing them, and Connecticut too.
This is like the 5th I've seen.
Friday, first responders in New Jersey headed out in daylight to investigate a possible downed drone, but left the scene without recovering anything.
Strange.
The Pentagon confirmed they are not U.S. military drones. Drones are legal in New Jersey for recreational and commercial use, but are subject to FAA regulations and flight restrictions.
See, that's so weird. We're getting certain, political figures saying, it's they're ours. It's nothing to worry about. Then you have the Pentagon saying, no. So there's a lot of mix-up here, and this plays a huge part into why people are so damn confused and worried. And, a lot of people are out here in New Jersey right now investigating this. And honestly, I'm really upset that I'm even dealing with pneumonia in the first place, or else I'd be there. I will. Very soon. But what's really crazy about this is how this started, like they said, around Thanksgiving time. But it's really picking up as of lately. Like this last week is when everything's kind of, you can't go on any news site, you can't open any social media without seeing something about this. Now, People are uploading videos about this by the hour. And as a matter of fact, the video that I'm about to show you right now is of a drone allegedly spraying something in the air. And this was recorded at the time of me recording this 2 hours ago. Take a look at this. So apparently this TikTok user was live on TikTok, and then the live got suspended out of nowhere, which is strange in itself, but let me show you the video.
Well, my live was suspended, guys, so there's the drone. He's been there for about 15 minutes now. This is freaky. Yeah, so there's stuff spraying out of them. This is new to me.
It's literally just floating
This
there.
one's really close. And then there's others flying around it. But this one's right here. And I don't know if it was this exact one, but multiple, there's about 3 surrounding them right now. And
You can
they
see the
are
other one.
spraying things. So, that's the freaky part. There's stuff coming out of these drones now. I got kicked off my live. So this one right here has been standing here for about a half hour now. And there's another one surrounding it. Yeah, and it's just there. There's no police around it. It's just there. And there's multiple ones around it. This is really scary.
You know, the thing is, too, she mentioned there's no police around it, but, like, genuinely speaking, what are the police going... What can they do about this? You know what I mean? Like, people are saying shoot it down. Maybe you shoot it down. I don't know. But at the same time, you don't know who owns it. You don't know what use it has. You know, God forbid you shoot down some very important person's aircraft, and now that's gonna hurt. But that's just so strange to me, because this was recorded literally hours ago, guys. And it's not like she's in the middle of nowhere or anything. If you look back in this video, she's on her back porch patio. You know? You can see other houses in the background. This is just flying above their houses. That's so strange to me. I don't know. I'm genuinely curious what you guys think. Please let me know. So we clearly have a lot of footage of the UFOs in the sky. But at the same time, we also have some footage of some crash sites of these UFOs. And the crazy part is, some people even tried to get into these crash sites. One guy in particular, Garrett, he actually made it to one of the crash sites, and he recorded what he encountered and also what some of the people in the area told him, and it was very strange. I want you guys to listen to this and let me know what you think, because honestly, this kind of rubs me a strange way. It's really weird.
I am literally right where the drone crashed earlier today at 7:30, I think. The drone crashed in this parking lot. We've talked to like a bunch of locals that have all said this is where it crashed. We went into the store, tried to ask the employees, and he said, I have to call corporate. There's nothing they can tell us. And then, we talked to a bunch of other people that lived in the area in Lowe's, and they were like, oh yeah, they said they didn't find anything. But there were like 5 fire trucks. I don't know. We've been literally driving all over New Jersey trying to figure out what's actually happening. And there's like a lot of lights in the sky. But I think they're just planes. They're either planes or I think it's our government. That's my best leading theory right now. Then they're hiding something from us. But if you want to see the full video, it should be out in a day or two on my YouTube channel, and I'll try to keep posting on here. But this is literally where the crash happened, and none of the employees will talk to me. Crazy.
That is so crazy. So basically, they were told not to say anything if they're telling him to go to corporate, or they have to call corporate before they could even, consider saying anything to him. And like I said before, this reminds me of the Miami Mall alien situation, because I actually went to Miami and I talked to some of the storefronts in that general area, and all of them said, we are not able to say a word. The police told us we can't say a thing. Strange. Really strange. Let me know what you guys think. So the next thing I wanted to take a look at was an actual interview with a drone pilot and his thoughts on everything, because this puts a lot of things into perspective for you. Someone who is very intelligent and very informed surrounding these sorts of aircrafts. Take a listen.
Drones should be red and green. That means they are connected to the controller.
Like everyone else in New Jersey, drone pilot Mike Anella is trying to decipher the recent mysterious sightings.
This, solid green. That's highly unusual.
He's been using commercial drones from his own business, New Jersey Drone Shots, to take video of the unidentified craft. Some turn out to be just regular planes flying into Newark.
We could tell by the tail and the logo it was a United Airlines flight.
But others he can't explain and says they're not ordinary drones.
I wouldn't even think how to transport them. They're huge. They're the size of cars. The light pattern is very unusual, and the way that they're flying so low is not understanding.
He also doesn't understand how they managed to stay airborne for so long, especially now.
It takes a lot of more power to operate a drone in the cold. I can get about 45 minutes in the air just hovering with my drone. These drones are up in the air for more than 2 hours.
Perhaps the most puzzling part is why we still don't have answers. Anella says the skies are closely regulated, and flying over a sensitive space like Picatinny Arsenal would attract attention fast.
If I took one of my drones over one of those areas, I would have law enforcement on me in probably 10 seconds.
Until we know what's going on, he's cautious about where he flies and hopes it doesn't impact his business.
We want answers. Because effectively, I want to make sure I can feel safe to fly.
And understandably so. I completely get it, man. And the thing that he mentions too is he's talking about the structures of these aircrafts. And, I've purchased very expensive drones before for some of the footage that I've filmed. And even drones that are pushing several thousands of dollars, they, like he says, last about 45 minutes-ish, maybe an hour if you're lucky and good weather and whatnot. The craziest part about all of this is because most drones, even those very expensive drones that I just mentioned, if you try to set them up to fly in an area where you're not supposed to, like a no-fly zone or just a military area, etc., it literally won't fly. It won't get up off the ground. If anything, it'll get up like a foot off the ground and come back down because you can't, right? So whatever's up there is able to either bypass this or has authority to do so. And both of those scenarios are pretty damn crazy. And it really makes you wonder. And to hear this from a guy who's very specialized and intelligent in this sort of field, man, it really puts a massive question mark on everything. I'm telling you, I don't know. And because of all of this that we just covered, this has sent the United States, and as a matter of fact, a lot of the world, in a state of panic. Because no one knows why this is happening or who is behind any of this. And it surely doesn't help when strange things are occurring at the same time that truly just don't make sense. Like strange messages coming through on radio stations in states like New Jersey that are, encountering all of these drones in the sky. So take a look at these. I'm very confused about this. As a matter of fact, there are several videos covering this on several different radio stations about these strange sort of messages, and they sound very similar. So let's take a look at these.
What the fuck? Oh my fucking god, I'm freaking out.
That's so weird because, one, if it was some sort of like janky signal, you'd be hearing some sort of, static behind it. But it's so clear, one, it is very distorted. You could barely hear anything. But with her talking in the background mixed with this, you can tell that the audio itself in the video isn't being distorted. It's the audio coming from the radio station, which is really strange. I want to just take a, like...
What the fuck?
This is so weird. If anyone can play with this sort of audio and let me know what it says, maybe if you speed it up, slow it down, do some sort of magic, let me know. I'd appreciate it very much. But this isn't the only instance of this. Like I said, there's several. For example, this one. It's identical. I mean, we're on New York State's Christmas station. That doesn't sound like Mariah Carey to me, personally. That sounds horrifying. Guys, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning for me right now. That's terrifying. One. Two, it's crazy how clear it is. Like, there's no sort of, like, signal interference at all. It's just so clear. But what isn't clear is, like, what's coming through. I just truly don't know if it's being, like, if the pitch is just so low you can't understand what's going on or what's being said. If anything's being said, I don't know. Like I said, if anyone could do some sort of editing magic, I'm going to let it play one more time. I'm really going to listen, but I'm also going to be quiet so you can work your magic, if anything. It sounded like it said something towards the end there. It was almost like a couple of words. I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing it. I don't know. I'm probably losing it. But that's so freaky. Now, here's the thing. If you were to experience this on any ordinary day, right, you're going to be like, wow, this is weird, right? And you might change the station, right? But when this is going on, and then you have literal UFOs, drones in the sky, it's pretty damn weird. And I always say, how many coincidences before it's no longer a coincidence? You know what I mean? Very strange. Very strange. So remember how earlier some people were calling for these drones to be shot down? Well, some people were assuming that that was some sort of like passive-aggressive sort of invitation. Some people took it quite literally, like this fella right here. Missed by about 20,000 feet, but... What's crazy about this is, imagine that wasn't a drone, and that was just a casual plane flying in the sky. And imagine this guy actually connected one of these shots. The amount of shit that this guy would get himself into because of that is genuinely insane. So it makes you realize how serious these people are taking these drone sightings because, I mean, this is wild. This is genuinely crazy to do. To each their own. But once again, like, we genuinely don't know what that is up there. You know, if some people are saying, oh, it's, you know, nothing to be worried about. It's all good. But then some people are like, I have no idea. You know, that's the difference here. And this guy was just like, you know what? I heard him say shoot it down. But he's going for the kill, the takedown. My guy's doing this on a residential road. There's a car driving. Did he just do that from his porch? Well, this is America, I suppose, but that's crazy. Bro did that from his porch. There's a house across the street. Hey, listen, that's crazy, but, I mean, some people said, shoot it down. When you say something like that, some people will take it literally. So, yeah, I don't know. This whole drone thing is so strange. You know, when you mix everything together, you have something that's just so unexplainable, and it's really hard to pinpoint where to even go from here. You know, it's really hard to break down because there's so many people out there right now, so many people investigating, so many people looking, but the problem is if you look too far in, you can get yourself into some severe trouble. The problem is if you put up your own drones in areas that you're not supposed to, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. But then you get all of these sort of mixed signals, like, oh, we should be shooting them down. Then you have some fellow like this. But then there's just so many mixed signals here. And I truly feel like something's being covered up. It's also pretty crazy that recently someone literally just killed the CEO on the street in New York and almost got away with it, kind of. But now this whole situation is crazy, and then this happens, and like I said, it's just strange. Some people are claiming this to be a cover-up for that. Some people are claiming all sorts of things. I don't know. And that's where I want you guys to come in. Please chime in down in the comment section below, because I will be following up on this. I will be making several videos about this topic, this entire UFO drone situation. And I'll be diving deep, especially when I go out towards New Jersey. I'm thinking a couple more days once this pneumonia officially leaves my system, steroids do its thing, and I'm good. But yeah, probably by the time you're watching this video, I will be on the way to New Jersey, and I will be firing up some live streams soon. I will be meeting up with some good friends, and we will be having a lot of good equipment to use while we do our deep dive and investigating. So guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the future videos and live streams that are coming surrounding these topics. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Please leave your theories, ideas, comment, anything down in the comment section below. It's very, very much appreciated. And yeah, strap in, guys, because I think that it's only going to get more and more intense as time goes on. We're nearing the new year, and I feel like every single year around this time, there's something crazy that happens, you know? And shit, I'm going to be there every single time to investigate this, but I don't know. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little blown away that this guy straight up just shot at this drone in a residential... yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.